Hello everyone. You all thought I was dead, didn't you? Well, I am not, as you can see. In fact, I probably more alive now than I was, before. Certainly a year or two ago, even a few months ago, because I've been, working on some things, as I said, to probably make my life a little bit better. And as you can see right now, I am filming this from a different room than you saw before, which is the entire point of this. I have finally moved into my own apartment, which I've been kind of looking for, my own living space for months, probably years now, which I never really thought I could get before, but it's happened somehow. Just a few very, very interesting coincidences happened, and they all came together kind of well enough for me to move into my own place that's accessible and, independent enough to have a life that's kind of more or less what I wanted. So right now I'm probably going to take the camera up and show you around my little place here, because it feels like it's gonna fall off the tripod in a second, because the table is not big enough to hold the camera, the small tripod, because really I do not have any furniture even yet. I'm kind of living off from boxes and eating food, frozen dinners and everything from the microwave. But you know what? It's my microwave, and that's the entire point of this, is to have something that I can control and do at any time that I want. So, yeah, let's get to it. Take a look at this place, because it is a lot of fun. Hello everyone. I am back. As you can see, I'm actually filmed this yesterday. I'm trying to redo this today, the filming, the tour of my apartment here, because it came out even worse than I thought. So we'll see how this thing turns out. So we're obviously still in my bedroom right now. This is a window. I'm sure I can, I'm not surprising anyone with that one, but this is actually an Alexa someone gave to me as a bit of a present. I thought it would be, ridiculous. It's just a toy to kind of play around with, but it's actually really helpful, because you can do like calls and things with it, and connect some smart home devices with it, which I'm plan to get anyway, like lights and maybe a Roomba to wash this floor, because there's a lot of crap on it, and haven't washed it yet, so that might be the thing to do. Yeah, I guess let's get to it. Yeah, so okay, we're in the bedroom, and I mean, obviously you can tell that probably by the big bed here. The bed's it's an adjustable bed, obviously, but I thought it would, because it looks so dingy and, scratched up, because when they delivered, that's an entirely different video. It was a horrible process that they completely bollocksed it up on it every turn. So, I thought of buying just black vinyl and sticking it onto the, all the surfaces of the bed, like the back here, and just hiding all those scratches and everything. And another thing, because I have the Alexa and I can connect it to wireless lights, as I said, I was planning to buy those, light strips, the Philips Hue ones, and just stick them under the bed and have, the first RGB bed in history that, well, would look like it was made by Corsair. So that would be a lot of fun, I think, and, because I don't have a light here yet, so anywhere, that's that I can turn on. I just have one night light right here, and that is it. So there's not much to see in the bedroom here, so let's try to not drop this camera and make our way into the hallway here and show you some other stuff that I've been working on. Now, I know this is a little bit weird, but we're going to go into the bathroom here. And no, I'm not going to whip it out, but what is going to happen is I'm going to explain a couple things here. Because the reason we're here is because this is the room that really required most time and money to put into it, before I moved in, because I needed everything to be just so for myself to, be safe in here and to do my daily chores on, and a lot of thinking is done on that toilet. So, and the reason it's up so high is because I wanted it to line up with my power chair, and it doesn't go any lower than that, so that's why it's up so high. And I got my Hello Kitty toilet seat taped to it, so that's the reason for all the janky looking tape right now. I'm gonna come up with a better solution here in a while, but right now there's the ass washer on top of it, which I thoroughly enjoy because, it's like the 3 seashells. You really don't want any physical contact with your ass. So, that's something that I also bought. And thankfully they agreed to put all these things in before I moved in. Like, for example, they moved the shower seat here a few inches up, again, to line up with my power chair, so I could use a transfer board. And I bought all these, footstools and everything. And this is another, these 2 hunks of steel is another thing that I bought. They were pretty expensive, but basically the idea here is, and again, thankfully they agreed to install this. I'm going to try to not drop the camera and move in closer. This thing is, see if I can pull it out of the wall. It's basically just a handle. Okay, bear with me a second here. Okay, well, that happens at that age. Basically, this is a grab bar for me to, steady myself, because I use a transfer board again to get off the power chair and onto the toilet. And, shit happens more so to me than other people, it seems. So it's a good thing that they did this for me. But these were pretty expensive, and, 2 big hunks of steel, I'm sure you can imagine, are not cheap. And I know what you're thinking. This thing looks like it's, a prop from some time-traveling movie, but it's actually not, though it does feel like it if you're sitting on the john after a night of Taco Bell. But, it's just there for a little bit of safety. And, here's the, this is a fun thing I'm going to show you before I leave here. This is, okay, let me not drop this camera and get this shit out of here. This is another thing that I bought myself, and again, they agreed to install before I moved in, right before I moved in. This is just a faucet, obviously, but the trick about this is that it's a motion-sensitive faucet, so if you, move your fingers in front of it, it will run some water. And that's just something that I am, fond of, because I'm going to try to back up here without dropping the camera, because, as more things are easier to work with and, work by themselves or are automatic somehow in this apartment, the easier life gets for me. So, although everything, obviously costs a lot of money, I tried to put that in before I moved in on the first day, so I'd know everything would be just the way I wanted, from the start. So, and thankfully I got a good visiting aide, actually 2 of them. Aide 1, let's call her. She is just a cut-up. She's, crazy as a loon, but she is my kind of crazy. I mean, I know I can get as crazy, as anyone, in fact, probably more, but, she has the same phobias and clean streaks as I do, so, I like to wash my hands compulsively because of my crappy immune system and everything, but the second aid is not as maybe cheery or humorous or doesn't curse as much or at all, but I don't want to say she's boring. I mean, next to aid 1, probably a nuclear explosion would be boring, so, it's not really a fair comparison. But as you can see, this is my kitchen. I'm sorry, I'm rambling on a bit here. Yeah, what is that? Is that Evan Williams? Yeah, honey. I do like my drinky pool, but look, I'm actually partial to Tennessee Williams, but at half price, after the first shot, you're not gonna notice the difference anyway, and I could care less as long as it gets me there. So, this is another thing I wanted to show you in the kitchen here. No, it's not that dildo-looking brush right here, which I used to obviously wash my plates and things with, but it's this faucet again. It's something that I bought and asked them to install for me before I moved in. And the reason I bought it is because, check this out, it's touch sensitive. So if you touch any metal part in this, I mean, obviously it has a handle here, so you can open and close it, but, it's just easier for me because, if you can just touch it, with your elbow, and that'll be that. Okay, so, another crazy looking contraption here. I don't know if you've seen it. I'm gonna probably break my pouch here on the sink here right now. This is, again, an automatic soap dispenser because, why not? So, it's motion sensitive. See, check this out. Isn't that nice? And I plan to do the same thing with the dishwashing soap and everything later on. And if you're thinking, if you're sensing a theme here in the apartment that some things are automatic and more will be installed or bought, it's because, I was going for ease of use, accessibility, and just plain yuckiness. Like, I'm gonna show you my automatic trash can in a second here. But let's see, what else? Oh, the microwave. It's just a regular microwave, right? I'm gonna try to open this door here. Yeah, not to let that hit the camera. But I like this microwave because it has the dial here, not number buttons, as I like to, tune things. But this is fun. This is one of those, splash plates things, but what's different about this one is it's got magnets on top of it, so you can actually stick it to the top of the microwave when you don't need it, when you're taking out the food. So again, that's another thing that's small, but sorry, that made a noise and scared everyone off. But basically, this just makes life easier, and that's the overall point I'm going for here. It's just, make life easier and quicker for me, so I wouldn't have to move or hold up a lot of things. Now we're gonna get here in a second to the main piece of the house. Here is my computer table, which, as you can see, is, not everything is still in place. In fact, I have a lot of stuff to buy here yet. I don't even have a kind of a sofa I was planning to put over here. And my aide right now, she sits in a garden chair, basically, that she brought from home. So, sorry about that one. I'm planning to buy a couch soon, I promise. Okay, so, yeah, this is what I wanted to show you guys, if I can just move here without dropping this thing. Basically, this right here is a trash can. It's a small one, like 4 gallons, I think. See, right here it has a sensor, so if you move your hand over it like that, the, you know, the door opens and you can drop the trash in and it closes automatically, and then you can just pick up the, you know, the trash bag and throw it out. And I don't have to see my garbage, I don't have to smell it or anything like that. I'm actually thinking of buying another one beside to put beside it, because this apartment building, it recycles, it makes me recycle, obviously, so I'm gonna put my recyclables in that. See here. Well, this is the main room here. I don't know if you can see it. This is an automatic door that I can open with a key fob, because it's a wider door, by the way. It's about 1.5 times as wide as a regular door, because this is an accessible unit. You know, it's made for wheelchairs. It's got wide hallways, wide doors, wide, bathroom and everything. And actually, this key fob isn't working right now. They gotta fix it, but it was nice when it did work. I didn't expect this level of, luxury and everything. So this right here is the area where I was thinking of putting the couch. Just a small one. I don't need really a big one. I don't have people over that much. I don't even have friends. So, and what I was thinking of doing here is put a, okay, I'm gonna stop here actually. Put another light strip connected to my Alexa. Put it, behind the couch here, or under the bar, I guess, under the counter, whatever you want to call it. And just stick that on and be like, Alexa, turn on the light strip. And that would be that. So yeah, let's try to see what else is here. Obviously not a lot to see here, but walls. This is my computer and the new PC desk that I bought a few weeks ago. Obviously my ultra-wide monitor, which you saw before. It's a nice desk, but and you can see how well that monitor sits between the two satellite speakers. I didn't really have to put in the small shelves, but alright, whatever. So this is my I bought my own modem, by the way. I have Comcast now for my internet, and yeah, you can probably guess how well that goes. I have about 14 times less the upload speed that I had before with Verizon. So, uploading things like videos is now a pain in the ass, but at least I'm not renting a modem from them. And I love this monitor. When it's off, when it goes, dark, it's just, one black piece here, and the table is black, and you can't really make out anything. And that just seems like a lot of fun. And obviously those wires behind there, I'm gonna, after I buy things like all those, I'm gonna put another light strip behind the table, and wirelessly connected to Alexa and everything. But after that, I'm gonna probably manage all the wires there. And this tower, some of you more astute viewers have caught on that I have two towers here. Well, you remember this tower. I already showed people before, that I have this tower. This is the main tower that I brought on here. It's a full tower. So it's gigantic, heavy, hard to clean. It's gray inside, which I hate, and it's got no wire management, and I hate it. So my brother gave me this smaller tower, which I'm gonna fill with the guts of that one in a few days, maybe. I don't know. I first need to buy a modular power supply, because the power supply that's in that case is not modular, and the huge wires are just incredibly hard to deal with, and they will, be nearly impossible to be stuck into the smaller towers. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it looks nicer when it's up on the shelf there inside the table. There's not going to be anything to the side of this table here. So that's going to be fun. obviously gonna move this desk back a couple feet to the wall. As you can see, it's right now it's not at the wall. Gonna try to make my way behind here. And oh man, this looks terrible, doesn't it? Like fire hazard, challenge accepted. So yeah, this is a shitty concept. The monitor is actually pretty nice, and I mean it's a wonderful monitor, but it has this glass stand on it, right? And the wires that run out the monitor run right behind the glass stand, I mean plastic stand. But you can see through it, and you can see all the wires through it, and it looks like, you know, so cheap and disgusting. But I'm gonna, you know, get rid of all the shitty wires here, the tangos and everything, when I stick the light behind the desk here, and probably stick the cables onto the maybe cable clips or something like that. It's a pretty cool desk. I mean, everything I buy is from IKEA, so you know, it's got cup holders in it, so where I can put my beer and everything. That's the most important part. But obviously it is pretty nice. And, well, I feel like my hand is getting tired now. I'm probably going to wrap this up and see if I can render this video and upload it with my measly 5 megabits upload speed. So, yeah, that's that seems like a hilarious upload speed. But yeah, I'll see you in the next one. You know, rate and share this video, or you know, don't, because I have no use for that anymore, since really my channel doesn't get a lot of views. But yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.